Today we will learn the concept of dummy activity in a unbalanced transportation problem. So I have taken a problem, sample problem, which is unbalanced from operation research book written by Mahajan. You can consult any books on operation research, namely Paneer Selvam are there. Mahajan also is good, where from you can practice different problems regarding transportation, network analysis, assignment problems. By practicing more and more, you will gain confidence. So let us solve today imbalanced transportation problem. Now look at the particular problem. As of earlier, we have solved all the problems on transportation where demand, the summation of the demand and the capacity are being equal. But for this particular problem, look at the demand. 350 plus 350 plus 450 gives you 1150, whereas capacity 875 plus 575 gives you 1450. That means they are not equal. That means it is an imbalanced transportation problem. Now the difference between the demand and capacity is as of 300 units. Look, in this particular demand row, we have to introduce another 300 units to get it balanced. So first step to solve this particular imbalanced transportation problem, we have to introduce a dummy row and column. So this is the concept of dummy activity. After that, after introducing that particular dummy row and column, we have to solve this particular problem using any method. You can apply transport VAM or least cost or whatever, northwest corner method, whatever you want to apply. Okay, so let us first introduce another you have to introduce another row and column, dummy row and column, and then you have to solve it particularly. Okay, so let us start this particular problem. Look, here they have given PRS. So sorry, I have to PRS. So let us say this is PRS and say this is W. Okay, this particular column is the dummy column, you can say, and for this I have introduced 300 units, and after introducing this particular 300 units I have got it balanced. Look, now if you sum it up, the demand, you will get around 1450 here, 1450, and here you will also get 1450. So now the problem looks like similar to you, as because it is a balanced transportation problem. Now since we have balanced transportation problem, we can now apply let's say VAM. We are applying VAM. VAM means Vogel's approximation method. Okay, so in this method you already know how to solve this VAM. If you don't know, you can consult my previous videos where I have depicted how to solve VAM. So first method in VAM, we have to calculate row difference and the column difference. Okay, look, this particular row, I have introduced this column W, and this gives 0 and 0. What does this mean? This means if you have to transport a product from plant A to W, the transportation cost will be 0. Similarly, from B to W, the transportation cost will be 0. So this is the dummy activity. Now we have to we have to find the row difference. Okay, so for this particular row we have got 0 and 15. So the least one, the difference between the least one. Okay, so the row difference gives you 15 over here. Now for this particular column, we have 0 and 10, the least ones. Okay, so we have got 10 over here. Okay, now for this we have to calculate the column difference. 35 and 10 gives you 25. For this particular column, 20 and 25 gives you 5. Okay. Now for this particular column, we have got 15. Okay. Now for this particular 0 and 0 gives you 0. Now the next step is to find the maximum penalty. These are the penalties we have calculated by row difference and column difference. Now we have to select the maximum penalty. Why maximum penalty we have to select? As because we are already only concerned with the maximum of reducing the maximum penalty. So we will select this particular penalty, which is the maximum among all the values. Okay, so 25 is the selected penalty, highest penalty. Now corresponding to this column, we have to assign demand and capacity accordingly. Now look at this. The capacity is 875 and demand is 350. So we have to choose which one is the least one of this particular two cell, 35 and 10. So least one is 10. So we have to assign the least one of the capacity and demand, that is 350. So 350 is assigned over here. So it becomes 0 and it becomes minus 2. From subtracting 350 we get 225. Okay. Now we have to again calculate the our penalties again. So since this column is filled up, that is exhausted 0, we can strike this column out. Now from the remaining matrix we have to calculate again the row difference and column difference accordingly to find the penalty. 0 and 15, 15, 0 and 20 gives you 20 over here. Okay, next column difference remains the same, 5, and this is 15 and this is 0. Okay, so next is our this one. This one is the highest penalty. So accordingly you have to fill up this particular row. Now look, here it is 225 and here is 350 and 20 is the lowest one. 20 is the lowest one in this particular row. No, 0 is the lowest one in this particular row. So we have to fill up. Look, here is 300, 225. We have to fill up in this cell, 225. Okay, so it becomes 0. Now as this is exhausted, so we can strike this one out. Now 225 and 300 here, so we have to subtract that value, we get 75. Okay, now only remaining is this particular row. From this we have to calculate the penalties. Now you can easily understand 0 and 15 is 15 and here it is 25. Let us write this one again for you. This is say 25. Okay, so this was for the first table, this was for the second table, this is now coming to the this is now coming for third table. Now corresponding column is 25 and we have to fill up accordingly, 350 and 875. So we are having 350 over here, 350. Okay, so it goes to 0, it is exhausted. Okay, now here it becomes, we have to subtract it. Okay, so it remains how much? 350 is subtracted, it remains 525. Now remaining is 15 and 0, so we have to fill it accordingly. Now 400 and here is 525. Okay, sorry, it was I think 450, I think. Oh yes, it was 450. You can add it up and you will get 1415. It is 450, sorry. So 450 and 525, which gives you 450 over here. 450. Now this becomes exhausted, 0. Now 450 goes from here, remains only your 75. Okay. Now you have to introduce 75 over here. Okay. Now I think this becomes exhausted and this becomes 0, and 75 also. So we can see all the things, all the supplies and demands value are assigned accordingly, and we can also recheck it. Look, these are the allocations: 350, 450, 75 gives you 875, and 350, 350, and 350, 350, 450, 450, and 75 plus 225 gives you 300. Okay, and this one 350 and 225 gives you 575. That means our procedure is correct. Now we have to just simply calculate the total cost. You all know how to calculate the total cost. So total cost according to VAM gives you say 350 into 25, 350 into 25 plus 450 into 15. Okay, next comes 75 into 0, 350 into 10 plus 225 into 0. This is 0, this is 0. So we have 350 into 25, 450 into 15, and 350 into 10. That gives you how much? 1900 and 1000. Okay. So this much is the transportation cost for this particular imbalanced transportation problem. So that's all for today. Thank you.